Hi everybody, this is Chris 2E0UKH and we're talking about the Icom ID 52, the new Icom handheld. I've had this for 4 months now and I've been quietly taking it through its paces, and it's going to be released now soon, very soon, in the UK and America, and I'm going to be ramping up the videos on this radio for your information, you know, giving informative opinions, things I like and don't like. I mean, let's start with what I like about this radio. You know, it's you buy an Icom radio, a handheld, it's going to be quality. You know, you're going to have a quality radio with a fantastic receiver. You know, this is you can have worldwide communications on here, on D-Star, and also on FM if you're going through a repeater that's linked, you know, so it's a very powerful radio. So it's FM and D-Star, and one of the best things this does, it's got dual line, and on both lines you can have a digital, you know, a D-Star, a simultaneous D-Star, either hotspot or a hotspot on a repeater. You know, it does D-Star simultaneously on 2 different lines, and I don't know of many radios that do that. So I like that the screen is so big. This is the biggest colour screen on any radio. I like the fact that it's using the same old interface. You know, we're all used to these Icoms, whether it's the ID 32, the ID 51. You know, if you've got the older radios, you will already know how to use this. You know, it's got very good GPS functions. You know, I always think Icom do GPS properly. I'll explain. You know, on DMR, GPS is not implemented as well. On Icom radios, on D-Star radios, you can put it in DR mode, and you've got a to and a from, top and a bottom line, and you can move it up and down with the joystick, and you can select nearby repeater. I can say, show me a nearby repeater from, you know, using my GPS location. I can say, show me an FM repeater, a DV repeater, or everything. So I'll say everything. And the nearest one to me is Corby, and that's 10 kilometers away, and that's the call sign of the repeater. That repeater was down last time I tried it. It's on top of the electric tower in Corby. It's an incredible location, but I think the aerial's moved or blown over. So I've got 8 pages of repeaters, and what I've noticed that's better on some of the older Icom radios, the range. Look, this one, Stoke-on-Trent, 112 kilometers. It's not just showing me what the local ones. You know, if I want to do DXing or get across the water, this is a very, you know, get across the sea, it's a very handy feature. So GPS is implemented very well. When you're in D-Star mode, it'll even say the distance of the station you're talking to. So the menu system, I'll just have a quick look at the menu system. You know, there's 2 pages, look up in the top right, menu 1 of 2. This is the different pages. I mean, there's not much on the other page, you just got 1. So you've got voice, recordings, FM radio, scope, CD, DV gateway, pictures, you know, you can send photos, GPS, a big section on GPS. This is one of the biggest menus, set, and on the other page you've just got memories. So it's a very good system, and there's options and options for everything. But something I noticed, when you go into the menu, you know, it looks like you've got all these new menus which weren't on the 51, but a lot of the time they've just put an icon on the screen for something which was a menu item on the other radio. So one of the things I really like about it is you can charge it over USB. You charge it in the car over USB, and that's a huge thing. And you know, talking about what I like, there's not really, I can't really think of much more I like about it. You know, the big colour screen, the menu system, the fact that it's a quality radio, nice, very good receiver on it, wideband receive, and you can charge it from a USB power bank. You know, that is just brilliant. Now, the things I don't like about it, I've been very reluctant to talk about battery life, but just using it at home on a hotspot on low power with battery saving options on, you know, as a battery saver, I'm only getting about 4 or 5 hours out of it. My tests aren't complete, so I'm not going to concentrate on that too much, but my initial tests, I'm getting about 4 or 5 hours battery life out of it, and I'm going to be doing more tests on that, you know, with different scenarios, you know, using it on higher power, you know. And the second thing I don't like about it is the screen. It's just not colourful and vivid. You know, it looks okay there, but out of all the colour screen radios I've got, which is a lot, you know, MD380, even the Retivis, the colour screen Retivis ones, all the Anytones, the Yaesu, FT3D, FT5D, you know, the Icom ID IC705, the 7300. This is my least favourite screen out of all of them. It's just not colourful. It's not vivid. It's not bright. The blacks are not black. They're grey. They're washed out, and it looks low resolution. But that's the only two faults I've got, you know, problems I've got with the radio, and it would only be fair to say. So should you buy it? Well, I bought this because I couldn't read the screen on the ID51. I was finding it hard to read it. So this is a natural progression, and this is, you know, I can just see immediately the natural progression from the 51 to the 52. You know, you're already going to know how to use it. It's got the biggest screen on any radio. You can see it in sunlight, which is good. And perhaps I'm just being a bit fussy, but I don't think the screen on it is anything special. You know, I can turn the brightness up and I can turn the contrast up, and there's actually a lot of settings. I'll just show you the menu settings for display. But I think all the, you know, when they advertise this, you see it on the websites. I think all the photos of this are renders. You know, they're rendered on a computer. You're looking at computer graphics, because the screen isn't like that in real life. And just so you know, this is the Japanese version. You know, the UK, the USA version may be different. You know, I was an early adopter. I bought it 4 months ago, and things might be different for you. I've only got it on brightness 1, because when I have it on, look, when I turn the brightness up, that black, what's supposed to be black, is grey and washed out, and it's not sharp and vivid like my Anytone or my Yaesu. So it's not because of the brightness. I've turned it down so it doesn't look grey. So it's not the brightness and it's not the contrast. I've got it on dark. If I put it on standard or light, it's even worse. So put it in the comments. You know, if you've got this radio, do you agree with the display? Anyway, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on this, and I'm not concentrating on the negative things. There's far more good things that outweigh the negatives. Now, the low battery performance, I think it's down to the battery that's inside it. Let's just get this battery off. Blimey, it's small writing. I mean, this is 7.4 volts and it's an 1150 mAh. So that's not very high, is it? That's the reason it's not an incredible battery, because it's 1150. Now the Icom 705 has got a huge battery in it, and it's interchangeable. So I'm going to be testing the battery on the Icom 705 on this radio. Anyway, 7.3, and thank you for watching.